welcome back to the High Heels and Tea podcast. I'm Crystal Lee.
This is Rihanna.
And y'all, today we are joined by a boss babe. Her name is Ashleigh Bolar.
Yes, it is.
Before we get started, y'all, let me first tell you what we're going to talk about. Today is just going to be a good girl chat about a lot of things, but overall, we just want to talk about the glamorization of entrepreneurship, okay? Before we get into that, I want you to go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us a brief background about who you are, your brand, all that good stuff.
Fantastic. So I am Ashleigh Bolar of Bolar Group Realty. I service both Missouri and Illinois for everyone's traditional real estate needs. I'm a very wealth-minded individual. So I have a couple of 4 families that I own here in St. Louis, and I own a mobile home park in Illinois. So the goal is to not be working for the remainder of my life. Wealth, generational wealth is really my middle name. That's my passion. I'm about helping people make money.
What's your goal, your cutoff though, at age? Like, you know what, this is the age, I'm stop everything.
You know what, I don't know if you all know, they just raised the retirement age.
Oh, yeah.
So 67 and a half is the new retirement age for those punching the clock.
I thought it was like 65 or 30.
It's just, they keep kicking it down the
going
road.
up.
So it's now 67 and a half. My goal is to be doing what I want in terms of work, because I don't think I'll ever stop working because I enjoy what I do. However, it's switching from having to do it to wanting to do it.
Yes.
The goal is to be at 45 doing that.
Okay.
Praise the Lord.
So my goal is, out of all these kids I got, somebody gonna like retire mommy. You know what I'm saying? Retire me soon. I ain't even gotta do what I want to do. I can just be like my kids. I saw JT from the City Girls. She did an interview with Angela Martinez on her podcast, and she said her mom literally just go out and be in restaurants or whatever, and she'll just call her and be on the receiver chair. Her mom be like, "My daughter got it. Hold on," and tell them. And be like, "Yeah, I need you to pay for this and pay for that," because she's rich now. You know? That's gonna be me. I'm just letting you know that now.
Ringing up the kids.
Maybe that's
to
the
pay it.
Yes.
Send me your card number via FaceTime.
Yes.
She got it right here.
Yes. Like, give me 3 lobsters. What's your card number?
Lord.
Text me your card number. You want to do an icebreaker?
Ooh, no, I'm not an icebreaker.
You
No,
want to do it?
I was going to ask her a question earlier, but I forgot.
Oh,
It's
God.
fast.
We're going to get
I
straight back to it.
With the
She took a
lemon
shot.
drop.
Yeah, I was trying to get the lemon drops properly.
And that lemon drop, trying to get that open, stretch it out so
stressed
much.
me out. It just went me over. I should have asked you earlier.
should.
Then I would have been able to remember it because I could have asked you again.
There you go.
All right. So what we're going to go ahead and do is just jump into the topic, okay? And my first question to you is, what does over glamorizing entrepreneurship looks like to you?
So first, to preface it,
Yes.
I'm really not for the hustle culture.
Okay.
In general, I think the whole team no sleep is not where it's at. I have a good friend who is also probably team no sleep over here, but I'm team need 9 hours of sleep.
Really?
I need 7 to 8 or minimally 9 if I can get
That's
it.
because you don't sleep.
I need it. But the key thing is, I think that, we're millennials, and the generation behind us have all been kind of taught that 9 to 5 jobs are not where it's at.
Right. It's like a feeling to
Right. And we shame people. Matter of fact, when we met, you were like, "Yeah, I got a 9 to 5 too," and I'm like, "She a whole scientist. Like, that's impressive. That's impressive." I don't know a lot of scientists out
I
here.
just don't want to go there every day. That's all.
I get it, and I get it.
You want to be at home like
But
this?
it was more over how she was bringing it up. Like, it was like, I do this and I do this, and I have a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Like, and I hate that for us because what comes with that 9 to 5? Good benefits,
Yeah.
401k matching,
Right.
like all of those things that I didn't have as an entrepreneur. Now, that's to say, if you have it in you to do it. But I don't think that it's fair that we're pushing it to people that if they don't have it in it to do, that there's something wrong with them.
Yeah, I don't
for
agree
not
with that
doing
because
it.
everybody is not built for entrepreneurship.
No.
You know, I think it was Jay-Z, and I can't quote it verbatimly, but he just pretty much referenced like how we all were designed to be great. And your greatness could be, for instance, being a scientist working with someone else's company and etc. Your greatness could be being a scientist, innovating something or whatever on your own entrepreneurship. So you have to find like your greatness within yourself, and whatever comes easy for you to do, that's just what it is.
It's about passion.
Exactly.
It's about passion. It's about what drives you, what makes you feel good. Not, not the fact that being a scientist doesn't make me feel good. It's just like, I've been doing this for forever.
Yeah.
But I actually love what I do.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, my passion is retail and shoe selling. So it's like, it's a conglomerate of both.
Yes.
Maybe I can sell shoes if the pharmaceutical company.
Yes. Well, why not though? Like, we don't have to be limited as to what we pursue. We don't have to be limited as to who we can be.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, like, my aspiration, I'm a realtor by trade, but I don't aspire. I didn't wake up one day and was like, you know what, Mom? I don't want to sell real estate.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted to be an attorney at first. I actually went to law school for a little bit, and then I realized that wasn't where it was at for me. And then I got into real estate, and the money that I generated from real estate has allowed me to pursue other passions. Similarly, the money from your 9 to 5 is allowing you to pursue other passions. And so if I had an overarching message to anybody, it would be, do you.
Do you.
Whatever it is that you want to do is perfectly fine. Don't let people or society pressure you into being or doing something other than what is in you to personally pursue.
Exactly. Find your identity.
Find out what you align with. And I think a lot of people, when it comes to like the glamour side of entrepreneurship, people post fancy cars, on vacation on laptops, things like that. I think people think like, oh, wow, that looks desirable. But honestly, if you're not aligned with entrepreneurship, you won't even make it to that point, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's probably not even something for you, and if it's not, it's perfectly fine. It's okay.
It is.
And what I do love too is that a lot of people just kind of accidentally, like me, I'm an entrepreneur, but everything I do was an accident. I never grew up and was like, I want to be an entrepreneur. I never in my many years imagined that I'll be doing the things that I do today. I just sometimes like, you know what would be cool if somebody created this and I created it, and now boom, I'm an entrepreneur.
There you go.
So it's accidental, but it's still purpose driven. It's still my passion. And a lot of people, later in life become entrepreneurs these days. It's not something that you have to get to while you're young. And, so they don't even have an age requirement on it. So
no, and we live a long time.
Yeah.
People always like, life is short, do this, do that. But realistically, if you take care of your vessel, we're out here at least 70 some odd years.
Take care of your vessel and pray to God that He's allowed you to walk in that plan that He has.
There you go.
So if you continue to walk in that plan, then you just keep on moving.
Right. And I mean, it's always an opportunity to reinvent yourself. Whatever you want to be. Like, I have a friend just sold all her stuff, bought a van, and it's going to be living in the van. Because van life is apparently a thing now, but her goal is to I'm like, hashtag van life.
Where's this at?
No kids.
She must got tired of her kids.
She's living her best life.
She's going to just travel around. She professionally vlogs. But, I mean, now, that made me nervous. Like, listen, it's a lot for me. But the key thing is, like, what it challenged me to think is, like, what boxes do we put ourselves in?
That's true.
I have 2 degrees. I have a undergrad and a graduate degree. And a lot of that I pursued because I thought I had to pursue it. Now I'm doing the job
what we were taught to do. We were taught to go to school and pursue a degree and get a career. And
I don't even need a degree for what I do.
I was about to say van life sound like what I threatened my kids with. Like, I'm going to get a van and leave. I mean, you thought she left, she sold, I'm selling kids, I'm selling furniture. Van life.
Selling the kids.
Listen, van life.
I'm out here. I'm out here.
I have another question.
Yes.
So we talk about, the glamour side of things. What is like more of the unsexy side of entrepreneurship that a lot of people don't know? Like, probably is the reason why some people really get pissed off when people are only posting certain stuff about entrepreneurship. What is the unsexy side?
But to jump before her, but to piggyback off what she said, to answer the glamorous part about the non-sleep, that's not the unsexy part. Some people can't get rest. Some people, because a lot of things like entrepreneurs, your brain keeps twirling. Even when you're trying to rest, when you're trying to do stuff ideas just keep forming in your head. You can't get rest, or you're up trying to do stuff because you have these deadlines, especially when you're by yourself or it's just a one-man band. So you're trying to make sure everything is done, everything is how it's supposed to be to your liking. So that's the ugly part about it. It's a lot of work. If you want to be successful, you can play around and post a couple pictures and fake like you got this going on. But if you actually want to generate wealth and actually want to make your brand something, you have to put a lot into it.
I mean, entrepreneurship is expensive.
It is.
And I mean, not even necessarily in a monetary sense. I think the thing that being an entrepreneur has cost me the most is my relationships.
Yeah.
So not even just romantically. Like, I had a friend group that I was a part of since I was like literally 8th grade.
Okay.
Oh, snook.
I know. Little tink tink. But we're not friends anymore. We're not friends anymore. And it was because during the time that I was really grinding it out before, you know, my business became what it is now. I'm a multi-six-figure earner now. I wasn't always a multi-six-figure earner though. But while I was grinding to get to that place, there were times when they would have events and things going on and I couldn't come. Or I would come, but I would come at the end. And they were like, well, you missed all of this and you missed all of that. I'm missing the birthdays. I'm missing the anniversaries. And in my mind, like we do the people we know and love, we feel like they know me. They love me. They'll understand. They understand the temporary sacrifice. But relationships, like anything, require work. They require nurturing and maintenance. And I wasn't maintaining those relationships. So as a result, I lost them. And it's hard to make... It's hard to make friends.
Oh, man.
In your 30s. Like, when you're grown, everybody has kids and stuff like that. And so you literally are pulling out your calendar like, oh, I'll see you in April.
I'm going to touch you right quick.
Thank you. I got hair all over.
Nope. Boom. You done.
Thank you. So, thank you for asking for consent.
Oh, I do.
Listen, consent.
I just touched it earlier. I'm sorry.
I don't touch nobody. I don't touch no. I go to my heels class. I be like, is it okay if I touch you? They be like, yeah. I'm like, listen.
Gotta ask.
I don't touch nobody.
I'm just bold. I don't know.
Listen.
I was like,
listen, touch me.
But I think that's dope though. Like, to even speak on it, because I don't think no one really truly speak on entrepreneurship and relationships.
It can be lonely.
It's not just romantic, and you'll be blessed to really find people that understands what you're doing. You know what I'm saying, and not even just understand what you're doing, but what it takes for you to do what you do. That is a blessing. Like, even in your 30s,
it's rough.
Period. And a lot of people, you always hear about entrepreneurs losing friends because they feel like lack of support. Feeling resentment towards family because of lack of support. But no, sometimes you kind of got to.
Sometimes it's you. It's you.
Yeah, it's you.
But at the same time, why we can't be like other races, like the Arabs or the Asians? They support each other. They would focus on one individual. This is this one person. It's their time to shine, and they focus on them. They put everything into them. Once that person gets to this level, then they take it, they focus, and they trickle it down. One thing in our community, we don't know how to be jealous without hating. Our situations is we be so jealous because, hey, we could be here.
Aspire. We don't know how to aspire to where you are without hating on you.
That part, but they still jealous. That's a better word. It makes everybody feel better about it.
If you aspire to be big.
Let's say that then. But that's the problem. That's our issue. It's like, okay, we've been friends since the 8th grade. You know me. You know my struggle. You know where I come from. You know where I would like to be. And if you see that I'm putting all of my time into this, you see that I want this so bad, and you mad at me because I missed the birthday, baby, I'm gonna make it up for you next year. I'm gonna pay for your whole birthday. Exactly. Because now I'm able to show you what I was doing within that because you roll with me. That's just like a romantic relationship. You know, sometimes we're on two different pages. You know, in life. So if I'm here and you're here, hey, baby, string line me up. and I'm going to streamline you up along the way as
Right.
well. And we're going to work it together, and we're going to build those blocks.
Right.
But that's what you mean. It's like different type of people that you have to run into. And everybody's not
Everybody don't
not
understand.
They don't
I was
get
going to
it.
say that one of the problems too when it comes to losing those friendships, relationships, etc., is that what were they exposed to themselves? If their parents or that one uncle or auntie never had entrepreneurship going on, they don't know anything about it, and then you have this drive in you. You're so purposely driven. You know, you have an alignment to chase and to get. If they never seen it before, some people, honestly, I think it's sometimes super unconsciously don't know how to support what they don't know.
Yeah.
Some things you don't know until you know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times it'd be an issue to come up, be like, how did we not know about this issue? No one knew.
Right.
And then it takes for you to become successful. It takes for you to truly show and honestly you putting a roadmap together for them, because at some point they're going to feel aspiring to do something that they desire to do, and they're going to look at you and you're going to be the first person they call. Like, hey, how you doing? You're going to be, this happens to me a lot. I'll be like, oh wow, so calling me. How are you? I'm doing good.
Right.
Kids are good. Yeah, so I want to start a business. And you're like,
girl, bye.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I thought you really, it's been a long time. Okay, whatever. I thought you genuinely just want to talk to me. But no, now you understand and you see, because the glamour on social media, what I do, and then
outside looking in.
And most of that stuff is fake.
Most of it is fake, and I'm gonna speak to that too. Something I recently just got a comprehension on. But now you see something, and now you're in a place to understand. Now you want to be supportive. Now you want my support.
Yeah.
Sometimes they unconsciously do it, but sometimes it's intentional and it's not inspiring. It is hating and jealousy.
That part.
What I learned about
what it is.
some entrepreneurs recently, I'm gonna mention this too, is that some people will like rent the cars,
leasing them,
rent the private jets, like from
well,
1 or 2 weeks.
They have it for an hour. They want to sit there and take pictures.
I did not know people were doing that.
Yes, that's the whole thing.
So you're thinking like, oh wow, she on a private jet for selling clothes.
No,
because she don't. Right, she don't.
She's going into the extreme, and this is one woman. She went viral. She went to a car dealership, and I can't recall the actual car dealership, but she went to the car dealership. She had like these bags, and she stood in front of the car, and she got the keys. Someone took her picture, and she's like, "Oh my God, I'm so happy! I finally got my dream car." Da 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 da. And the car dealership commented on it. It's like, this is not true. She came in, she looked at some cars, she never purchased a car, and they straight outed her.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
As they should.
And it was like,
that's hilarious.
is it ever that serious?
But when you think about it, but they're selling clout though.
They're selling clout.
So all these people who are doing that, they have like the new business is courses.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna create a course.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna create a course.
Oh
and
yeah, that's
like
true.
You can't even get
courses. Yeah,
a friend of mine. I just left a conference and she specializes in a specific array of real estate, and so we go out to dinner. And we're thinking, we're just talking shop. You tell me what you do, I tell you what you do. And we were wondering, like, I have no secrets. This is what I did. This is how I did it, etc. So I wanted, because most of the time people aren't going to take what you give them anyway and implement it. I can give you my entire playbook, and many people are not going to even implement it. Now, she's telling me, she's like skating around. We're just giving everything. She's skating around. Then at the end of the dinner, she's like, well, if you want to know more, I'm releasing a course, blah, 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 blah. It was $5,000
subscriptions
to try to set up ClickFunnels, which is a marketing term.
But you can Google that.
You can Google. I'm not paying you $5,000, ma'am.
But that's just like the ladies that be selling the vendor lists for like $200. Like, oh my God. And then the lists be like,
completely beginners.
It be like, I be like, wow.
It's not the good stuff that's going to separate you
from
the rest of the business.
Exactly. This you can find this online, ma'am. You don't need to pay no $200 for this list.
Look at me.
It makes you lazy.
It pisses me out. And it's like a law of reciprocity. I firmly believe that the more I give, the more I receive. And there's nothing that I can give to you that you can take from me.
True.
Kind of situation. What's meant for me is mine.
Be for me, and my situation is totally different than yours.
Yes,
we have totally different.
I want is different from yours.
Yeah.
So it's just.
But that's why they always trip off me and Crystal, because of the fact that both of us have shoe retail business. They like, how you guys
in competition?
You guys so close. I'm like, I buy shoes from her.
She does,
She
yeah.
buy shoes for me. I bet you like, it's some shoes you want. Oh, you got those? Okay. Oh, you gonna get these? I might hit her up like, you gonna get these? I need you to get these. There's something you gonna get. I ain't gonna touch it. But that's just like, why am I hating on her? Because we have a different understanding.
Yeah.
We have a different mindset. We have a different clientele. We have different visions as well. So it's like, why
It's
would
room
I?
for everybody.
It's room for everybody. And
Think about bread.
at the end of the day,
I love that analogy.
I mean,
when it boils down to it, I sell real estate.
I was going to mention the something I learned about that. So I was listening to Sarah Robert Jakes. I think that's her name.
Yes.
I went to her thing too. It was dope. She mentioned about like a lot of people inspire to have influence, but confluence, right, is bigger. You know, you have like confluence is when, like, let's say you got this river, and they merge together and it builds a stronger bond. Yeah, technically, right.
A stronger ocean.
A stronger front.
Yeah.
So, right? And they flow together. So separately you strong, separately I'm strong, but together, imagine what that force is. So it's not about having the influence, it's about actually having the impact, you know. And secondly, it's not about trying to collaborate to have a stronger influence, like, oh, they like her, they like me. No, we together can build this super strong confluence. And
I like that word.
You know,
I just
really,
like the today.
now we can inspire. Look it up, you know what I mean? Because, you know, that is what she said. But you might learn it a little bit better if you listen to her than how I just said it. But when I saw when I saw that, I was like, that's what me and Rihanna is. We are a confluence together. You know what I mean? And I've never looked at her as like, I ain't gonna tell her this. No, whatever you need to know, here, this is what I do, this is how I do it. I took her pictures, everything for like, her girl, do this, do that.
I'm like, I need you, Rihanna.
Whatever I can do to help, I'm gonna help. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. It's just,
and that's how it should be, though.
It really should. But a lot of people just kind of like got that traditional way of thinking when it comes to being in business. They think that, you know, she's not my competitor. Truth be told, we have the same competitors, and our competitors is what will our customers rather be doing than purchasing shoes. Our customers rather be at the bar buying drinks. Our customers rather be at McDonald's buying McDonald's. You have to really dig into your target market and see what is it that they'd rather be doing. It's not about who they rather be shopping with, because if they had to choose between this burger and some shoes, rather who got it or not, they're going to choose that. So we got to figure out how can we get them to understand that you need to use your money to buy this versus that. You know what I'm saying? So when people really truly, I think, understand what entrepreneurship is, being in business is, competition and things like that, I can't compete unless we got some market share. Now, if you own 50% of the market and I only own 20,
then that's a different situation.
Exactly.
We ain't own no market share.
I'm on the situation. I need to get my level up.
There we go. So unless or until something gets to that point, then it's like, nah, we ain't competitors. We confluence, you know.
Yeah, I like the word cooperation.
Cooperation.
Nice.
Cooperation.
You can't put that on me.
Hey, man. I got to spend that word in my
I ain't about to even say that.
Cooperation. I gotta look that up.
I gotta look that word up. To this next segment, what does that mean? Cooperation.
So
look at
cooperation. So the key thing is that we may be in the same place.
Yes.
We may be playing on the same field.
Yes.
We may be on opposite teams.
Yes.
But we're cooperating while in competition. So if I have a friend, they say I have a client and I or okay, so you're a realtor, I'm a realtor.
Okay.
And we both know her. And so it becomes one of those things, well, who gets to represent her in her home purchase? So the key thing is I can tell her what I do, you can tell her what you do, and she needs to determine what connects for her.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I'm not going to downplay you, because I don't have to dim you to shine.
Because your light gonna shine anyway.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, we can be competing for the same client.
Yeah.
But we're cooperating at the same time. Yeah. So if you get it, and you need something for her to help provide service to her. I want to do what I can to help you, because what I've learned in this business, especially as a Black realtor, is that we're a monolith. And what will happen is that if you have a bad experience with her, you will be like, I don't mess with Black realtors at all.
Yeah.
It's not going to be, I just had a bad experience with you.
Yeah.
It's just this whole entity of Black business.
Clumped up together.
Exactly. And so we look at it as a means of, like, we are in this whoever has a client is all of our clients. We want you to have a great experience with this person
in this industry.
Exactly, because it protects all of us as a collective.
Yes.
That's definitely dope. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
Look, let's say the word again because I forgot it already.
Cooperation.
Cooperation. I know how to say cooperate. So I know it's off of that.
Say co-op-petition.
There you go. Break it down.
Petition.
Got it. Okay. I want to dive into
Teamwork
makes the dream work. I want to dive into our final segment, which is going to be about generational wealth, building generational wealth through real estate. Like you is jamming right now with your real estate.
I'm a paper millionaire, girl.
Get it.
Paper millionaire.
People be like, let me hold something.
I gotta sell a lot of stuff for you to hold it, but yeah.
Before I get into this, have you heard of Cornelius Vanderbilt?
No.
It's a Vanderbilt, right? It's a Vanderbilt. Yeah, but you do know of John Rockefeller.
Yes.
Okay. So
I know Vanderbilt. I didn't know his first name.
Yeah, so Cornelius Vanderbilt, real quick, let me throw this in there. Cornelius Vanderbilt was self-made millionaire in like the 1700s. Okay. He died in like 1780 or something like that. Right? But he was a self-made millionaire from like railroads and shipments and stuff, right? Awesome. So when he died back then, he left like, I think his estate was like 30 million. No, 100 million. Sorry, 100 million. But in 30 years from his death, nobody in his family was a millionaire.
I remember this story.
You got John F. Rockefeller, right? Who we all know he was like, got this whole dynasty empire from real estate and other things too. Still, right? And when I was doing the research on this, it was like, well, what was the difference between the things he did versus the things he did? Why has his legacy had longevity?
And the other didn't.
Idea, and this one didn't. And it talked about like the difference between like depleting or depreciating assets versus productive assets and stuff like that. Okay. So I really want to kind of shine a light on that specifically, so people can know like when you build a generational wealth, it's beyond probably just purchasing a house and keeping that house in the family, because in 30 years that house could have been worth this. But what did you do wrong with your first step?
Exactly. So,
and I'm gonna drink on my
listen, because we babysitting.
Yeah, I am too.
Listen,
I'm not even a drinker.
me neither.
Okay,
but she's the person that asked for the lemon drop.
I know.
It was offered. We don't turn down liquor now.
Okay. So I'm with you when you're right.
There you go. So to begin, there's a huge wealth gap in the United States. It's about 70% between Black families and white families.
Okay.
And a lot of that is because of access or lack thereof to real estate. Because the mass majority of wealth in this country is held and created through the purchase and sale of real estate.
Okay.
So that's the first thing we need to know.
Okay.
That this is a game that we aren't playing.
Okay.
And that is largely our problem. And a lot of it is lack of knowledge, fear, and lack of resources, really. But one of the things that I say a lot in my business is home ownership is for everyone. If they want to have it. Now, not everybody wants to be a homeowner, and that's okay as well.
Somebody like to get in the van and just drive.
Listen, van life. Hashtag van life.
I start selling vans.
Listen, because we'll sell ice to an Eskimo. Let's do it. But I say that to say that, at the end of the day, if you want to own something, like Jay-Z said, own something. If you don't own land, you don't own nothing. Snoop said that too. And there's a reason why there's a big push for educating Black people specifically about owning things, owning homes, not owning material, owning brick and mortar.
Okay.
Now, a couple of things that I would say is that if you not own a home in the last 3 years, you are a new homeowner. You're a first-time home owner, and you can qualify for the grants that are associated with that. And there are grants out here. Like I have a friend of mine who purchased a 4-family. Normally, it would have cost her about $80,000 out of pocket. Not many of us can write an $80,000 check. And she had a $60,000 job. So she would have had to write more than what she had earned in a year to purchase this property. But through this program that she utilized, she had 100% of her down payment covered.
So awesome.
Her closing costs were covered. I think out of pocket, we spent $4,800 for her to purchase a $460,000 building.
That's so awesome.
Right. And there was 4 units in there. So she was paying $50 a month to live there.
Yeah.
And when she moves out, she'll be making around, $1,150. But that can be life-changing money for a family.
Yes.
That can be life-changing money for a family. And she can rinse, wash, and repeat. She can now buy a new property.
Yeah. Rinse, wash, and repeat.
Rinse, wash, repeat. And so the key thing is like, that is how a 9-to-5 person can retire in 5 if they buy a building a year. And there's resources out there.
Right.
But again, your first buy is going to be the one that makes the difference. If you buy a personal residence first, then you kind of cut off your ability to have this asset that can generate wealth for her. Okay. So her home appreciated about 25%.
That's so good.
That's equity that she can pull out of that building to purchase her next building.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
That's awesome.
That's good.
So with that being said, are you going to drop some courses?
I am not. For $5,000. You too. No.
You too can learn what
I just know.
That was really dope. So I want to first just say thank you for stopping by and dropping these gems from generational wealth about entrepreneurship. Thank you for sharing your journey and all the details that you did provide on this topic. But we're going to go ahead and finish off. I want you to share where can listeners find you, where can they engage with you, what you have coming up next.
Yes. Perfect. Again, I'm Ashleigh Bolar of Bolar Group Realty. You can find me on both Facebook and Instagram at Bolar Group Realty, or you can visit our website at bolargroup.com. I am out and about. We're going to be doing some investment seminars coming up. If you follow any of our pages, you will be able to see that information. I'll be breaking down some of the deals that I've done on my own, as well as some deals that I'm doing for some clients. Look forward to connecting with you.
Awesome.
Thank you guys for listening to the High Heels and Tea podcast. Goodbye.